Hi, I'm Nigel Robinson, and today, my for this class for communications, I chose to pick NBA. I think the NBA is it's my favorite sport. It's my favorite thing to watch. It's my favorite media to consume on a day-to-day basis. Like on following on their Instagram accounts, following all their social media accounts. I follow basketball on every platform I can imaginable. I follow this basketball accounts that do highlights and things of that nature into into posting highlights, posting edits, posting stat lines. I follow that. I even go out my way to look at stats and stats that people may have or advanced stats and learning those metrics. I think just basketball as a whole, it's one of the biggest sports in the entire world. If you look up the most franchises, the most earning franchise and the most popular franchises in the world, most of them, some of them are gonna be basketball. Like the Golden State Warriors in the U.S., I'm pretty sure alone is either the second. I think it's right behind like the L.A. Dodgers or like the Cowboys. It's one of the biggest historic franchises of all time. If you want to ask me, you probably want to know. I'm a Warriors fan. I know I'm in Houston. Don't worry about it. It's fine. I promise you, it's fine. But the reason why I picked it and what it ties into this theory of social learning theory, because I feel like social learning theory is a breakdown. It's like people learn over observing people, observing media, and things of that nature. And I feel like basketball is one of those sports. Like I think that's perfectly go hand in hand with what basketball is. Like from my personal experience, when I was learning how to play basketball, I want you to know I learned how to play basketball about like 6 years ago, like around that time. I didn't watch as a kid. I didn't watch any forms of basketball. Like I was not a kid that even knew what's like. I was interested in sports like that. I did play football, but I didn't watch them growing up. I do regret that with being older. I think it would help me improve. But as of now, what learning how to understand how the basketball works and how how to separate yourself from people who don't know how to play basketball or things of that nature, I feel like you have to learn different things like shooting forms, how to play defense, reading the defenses. And what I've learned personally from my experience of how to play basketball is that you do have to watch. You have to understand what you're doing on that court. And when watching players like Draymond Green, watching players like smart defenders like Marcus Smart and things of that nature, or how to learn how to shoot. Like you won't shoot like Steph Curry. I would say shoot like how shot Kyle Korver or Klay Thompson might shoot a shot. It's things of that nature. Things watching, observing those things, and try to emulate it or try to process it after processing it, and try to bring it into real life. Not from I didn't get direct experience from it. I had to watch and learn how to play it before I can actually understand how to get better at the game of basketball. And that's how it's been working for years at this point. It's been many NBA players that have said they watched this player or took moves from this guy. They would watch TV and then watch some Tracy McGrady do a crazy move and then go outside and then proceeded to practice that move all day. I've done that same thing before, and that's what helps you grow and progress with basketball. And so that's why it's cool. That in fact like helps the evolution of basketball from where we got from the '60s to where we are now. If you watch today's basketball and what we in '80s, '90s, it's a completely different sport. Over the fact people were observing and learning and growing the knowledge that they had and just becoming better athletes, and that things of that nature. The NBA is so widely seen. It like I think this year alone, is like 60 million views worldwide on national televised games. Like it's one of the biggest sports of all time. It's one of the biggest sports of our generation, and that the fact that that athletes have more access to watching these games live, it in turn made the progression, and we have way more talent. There's way more talent around the world than it was when the access of watching basketball was really hard to find, and people really could only find basketball if you were in the States or and can only specifically watch one or two teams. Like if you were in Houston in the '80s and '90s, you couldn't watch Hakeem Olajuwon. You only watch Hakeem Olajuwon games. You could not watch the New York Knicks unless they came to town, which is only like one every other 2 games. And now that the NBA has flown up to like massive TV deals, like it's on Peacock and ABC, Amazon, and things of that nature, it has a wide access to range. You can even see in the Olympics that the competition level, the things of that nature have gotten significantly much way better over the last time period, or when people were started playing, and the U.S. even has more competition in terms of that. I think the social learning theory, this is a direct contributor to all of that, because if without people having the ability to watch Draymond, Klay Thompson, how LeBron passes the ball, and IQ and reading the defense, or understanding zone coverages, DHOs, and things of that nature, we wouldn't. The game wouldn't be pushed forward how it is, and it's a reward. And the rewarding for learning to like the reward for learning these things is the reason why people keep on watching the game, because watching film, that's what every sports team does, and analyzing players and things of that nature, that's that's the rewarding part, because that's how you become a better basketball player in the long term, because athleticism can only take you so far in your height. You have to learn it.